Cool. So today we have DJ here, and he was able to get a job offer for $70 an hour, which is $145,000 a year, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Cool, cool. And so, we're going to talk about, your journey, your experience, just everything, you went through with this program and, just stuff that you want to share with the audience, people that's listening to this right now. So we can start
Yeah.
off by asking, I want to ask you, who were you before you joined the program, and what was the thing that was wrong, with your life at the time?
Yeah, man. I told him if I'm ever given a platform to speak, I always speak about him first, and that's God. I owe all success to him and everything he's done. God's taken me on a journey in the last 2 years for sure. It's been interesting. Right before joining this, I was actually laid off from my job December 9th of 2025, so last year. I was a business systems analyst for about 5, 6 years. I had worked my way up to about 100K salary. I think, yeah, it was 100K salary and then about a 10K bonus per year that wasn't guaranteed.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, December 9th, things were going good for the most part. I mean, I was hanging in there. I'll be honest, I was keeping up with the Joneses a little bit, and I had overextended myself for sure. I'm taking care of a lot of family things as well, but yeah, man, I kind of saw it coming just slightly on a Thursday or Friday. We had delivered some code to a client, and you know, everything was good, but it was feeling weird. Like the managers were being weird, and then they told us to hang tight on Monday. Monday, 4 p.m., they threw a random meeting on our calendar, and about 14 of us were just let go. They said your position is no longer available here. So I
Wow.
immediately went into interview mode, brushed up on the resume, everything, and just went at it. I had interviews within a week or two after, but I kept having interview, and it just, I was trying to replace my income, but it just wasn't happening. One of the problems I really had in my previous company, and I didn't realize it really because I just got comfortable with the salary that I had, but we didn't really utilize any technologies. There was no resume bullet points for me. It was really just the same thing every day, which was just gathering requirements, translating those into a Word document, and then handing it off to the developers and kind of being the bridge between the two.
Mm.
Um, when I went to go interview, it's like, oh, do you know this? Do you know that? Whatever. I'm like, man, we use Word, a little bit of TFS for ticketing using Azure, and that was pretty much it. I did a little Visio here and there, but there was no real technology stack for what I was doing.
Okay.
Uh, Crazy part about finding you, my dad is actually my dad actually got let go from his job about the same week
Mm.
that I did. So just crazy. He joined a QA class, a QA course, and from
What's
what
the,
I understand,
mhm.
he you did some type of interview for them or something. You presented to them, and he came and told me about it, saying, "Hey, this guy is claiming you can make 500K a year, job stacking, remote work, you can have multiple jobs." I'm like, that sounds great. Sounds interesting. Send me the information. I'll look at it. So he sent it to me about a week after I had got let go. That was in December of last year. And then I tried to get into the school channel, but whatever he sent me was like a separate school. It wasn't
Mhm.
the right one. And it kept saying pending, waiting to be accepted or whatever. So I came back next week, and the next week I'm like, man, he still hasn't accepted it. I removed it and then did it again, still didn't hit or whatever. Months go by, all the way till March goes by. And then I don't know what video I saw. Either you posted it or I saw it or something, and I was locked in. And I'm telling you, I was like searching everything. I was pausing, I was taking screenshots. Anybody that was like in the 1% University Slack channel, I was DMing them on the side, like, yo, is this real? Like, what's your experience been like? I would, and anybody you showed that had an offer letter, like I was in their DMs either on LinkedIn. I still got people to this day responding to me just right now because they just saw my stuff. I'm just like, dang, man, where were you at 3 months ago? Yeah, I was doing my due diligence. I was just like, and you had just kept scrolling through offer letters, and I was like, dog, if he's scamming, he went full out to scam. Like I mean, you had like 12, 13. You just kept scrolling, and I was like, there's no way like this is all fabricated. So I was in that video, and then from the moment I saw that video, I think it was like 30 or 40 minutes. I can't remember which one it is. It's one where you go through the Miro chart and you're
Yeah,
going through.
yeah. How to make $500,000 a year step
I
by
think
step.
it's like 30 or 40 minutes long. Man, it took me
Mhm.
2 hours to get through that thing, and I didn't take any breaks because I was pausing, I was Googling stuff, I was just making sure like this is it. Like, and I don't know how much you'll put on here, but I'll just be transparent. The one thing you don't see anywhere is price. So I'm like, you already know they're hitting somebody over the head when you get on
Do you
it.
feel like it was worth it? Like, oh, so first off, I
Oh,
do think, go ahead.
1000% worth it, man. 1000% worth it. And it's so surreal being in this seat right now because, 2 months ago I was looking in at videos just like this and thinking like, should I do this? And like I'm so happy that I did it in all honesty. I mean, I made this much investment and now I have this much ROI in my
Wow.
personal opinion. So it was just amazing. I feel like it was all just godsend, man. And it's like it was crazy. It was
And
just wild.
I say this all the time, like, you know, if you are not committed, if you're not, because like, even though you invested this and now you got this, and there's still more potential, um, it's like, yes, you can invest this, but if you don't put in the work, you're not going to manifest anything, right? Do you feel like anybody who's so first off, when did you join?
I
What
joined the course March 24th was my first day opening school up and
March
jumping into
24th, 2026, correct?
it. Yeah, correct.
And when did you get an offer letter?
Just yesterday, which well no, not was it yesterday? Yeah, just yesterday, which was May 27th, 2026.
So about two
Nine
months,
weeks. Yeah.
nine weeks, you're able to you were able to go from zero to $145,000 a year, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
And this is a on-site hybrid remote. I actually never asked.
Yeah, this is actually a hybrid role, 2 days on site, which I'm okay with that. It's a little nerve-wracking just with the limited experience and such things, but
Hmm.
I'm confident that I should be able to get it done. I'm not worried about that. And then, in all honesty, with you all teaching the program, I still got people, hitting me up. So
Hmm.
worst case scenario, there'll be another opportunity for sure. I'm confident in that.
When you say people, you mean like recruiters hitting you up?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, recruiters, just random emails like, "Hey, I got an opportunity," so on and so forth. Getting the interviews, I would not say was hard after I literally followed what you all said.
And so one of the things I say, even I think on the how to make five, the video you saw was like, yo, is this real? Like I mentioned, like there is a system to use to get recruiters to reach out to you,
Mhm.
right? Is that true?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, in all honesty, and the crazy part is not no crazy mystical magic. It's just applying, logical sense. Like it makes sense. Like in this day and age, people there's SEO, and you got to show us how to do that. So.
Hmm. And then also, what would you tell yourself, your past self that's watching that video and it's like, yo, this is like crazy results. Because honestly speaking, even when I first made the goal, $500,000 a year, it was my mentor who pushed me to double my goal. It was 250, and then he said double it, and I thought it was crazy. $500,000 a year, like you're smoking crack. I thought it was crazy.
Yeah.
And so it's a crazy number, but now being in the program, going through it and seeing different things, experiencing different things in the program, number one, do you think that is possible for yourself to hit $500,000 a year?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously I have not done that just yet, but I see it. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. I know that it is a possibility. The Slack channel itself is a real community, and there's people from past that are doing like people are doing it, and you can truly see it. So I absolutely think it's a possibility, and it's a goal of mine, and I do plan on hitting it.
What would you tell your past self that's watching this video, that's screenshotting everything, and it's like, yo, let me fact check everything? And as you should, right? You don't
Hmm.
know me, right? It's somebody random on the internet saying $500,000 a year. That's kind of crazy.
Hmm.
But like, even for me, sometimes I'm like, should I lie? Should I say 200K so people can believe it? And even
Hmm.
500K, as you've seen, there's people making this. let's just say they were able to generate more than $500,000 a year, right? Like
Yeah,
Christopher, like Isaac, right? And
absolutely.
so, $500,000 a year is like a benchmark, is a
Yeah.
baseline that we have here.
Hmm.
But to get there, you need the mindset like, oh, this is actually like possible, and it's not really the goal, it's like expected, like a standard. And then you need
Hmm.
the skill set, which is the step-by-step blueprint to actually get there. Do you feel
Yeah.
like so let's go back. What would you tell somebody watching those videos, watching how to make $500,000 a year, and they're like, this is crazy? Or like, what would you tell your past self?
Yeah, I think the common misconception out the gate is people hear that and they assume that one job is going to pay you $500,000.
Yep.
And that's technically that's possible. I mean, you gotta get up there, but and you're gonna work. You're gonna work to do that. It's possible.
Mhm.
That's I've seen them. I've seen those numbers. You know, you work for a FANG company, you could get up there in all honesty. But truly, you're going to job stack. You're gonna have one, two, three, maybe four of these positions, all paying between 100, 200K. That's gonna get you to the 500. And I think that's where some of the disconnect is, some of the unbelief. You know, I
Mhm.
saw one of those, I forget the guy's name, but the video, the interview you did on the street corner, basically saying, "Hey, what is your job? How long have you been doing it? How much do you get paid?" And just seeing the
Mhm.
comments like, this guy's a scam, he's lying, blah, 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 whatever. It's like, yeah, you listen to half the video, you think he makes all his money from one position, one 9 to 5, and that's just not how it goes. So that's what I would tell myself is look into what job stacking is, look into what AWS Cloud, what they actually do day to day, because it
Mhm.
is true. It's you can automate a lot of stuff so you don't have to work 40 hours a week. You really could just put in, 10, 15 and get the same outcome. I've seen it. I've done
Mhm.
the projects where I took 2 hours to build something, and then the next project, like, oh, let's use this automated tool to spin up what you just took 3, 4 hours to do. Let's do it in 20 minutes. So
Mhm.
I think that was some of the common misconceptions that, people just don't take the time to look into. So that's what I would recommend for my previous self or someone else watching this.
Yeah, and it's definitely something me myself, I'll take accountability. I need to be more clear when it comes to just communicating that online. I mean, I kind of do show, like I showed like my different offer letters, and I showed like different
Mhm.
jobs and, job stacking, but you know, I need to be a little bit more clear so people can understand it's not just one job, even though it's
I would
possible.
say yes and no. In
Yeah,
all honesty, I feel like sometimes people want to hate and they want to hear what they want to hear. In all honesty,
yeah,
someone
yeah,
like me, I could have easily been like, ask scam and pass on the video. For me, I was like, okay, how? Like I just kept asking how. So I think you're good where you're at. It's gonna fall in the right ears, in my
yeah,
personal opinion.
yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. And in terms of like, so you were making around 100, 110 before.
Mhm.
Now you jumped up to 145. What do you feel like is the difference? Do you feel like you actually have a skill set that if you lose a job, you can get another one?
Yeah, 100%. Like I said before, I was lacking technologies. I was hovering around tech, but I didn't have any technologies under my belt. That was my issue. I was information systems major when I should have went, computer engineering or computer science. Like in all honesty, if I could go back and do that again, information systems, they don't teach you now.
Okay, and then, where did you feel stuck before, in the past?
Yeah, for me, it was like, man, I was getting these interviews and I was doing all this hardcore studying for them prior. And then I felt like I was killing it. I was making it to the final rounds. And then it was just like, hey, we're going a different direction, or hey, we chose a different candidate, that kind of thing. And I'm just sitting here like, what's going on here? But you all inside the course, something I didn't even know was going to come with the course was you teach people how to interview. So one of the live calls, you have live calls with actual people or actual recruiters that have previously been in the industry. And on one of her calls, she said, a common problem is people think they know how to interview, but half the time they really don't. I will raise my hand. I was one of those people. I thought I was killing it in interviews, but I was always doing surface level stuff. I wasn't going deeper into like, I know this tech stack. Like, I know how to do this information. Here's one example end to end of how I do it. And I feel like I learned that here.
What do you feel like would have happened if you didn't join this program? Like any answer?
I I don't even know, man. I had a savings account and it was dwindling quickly. It was getting bleak for me, in all honesty.
I've been there.
I actually, the funny part is I just started a new position 3 weeks ago. I accidentally got a job using the stuff that you all taught me here. So while I was doing the course, I was still taking interviews for BSA work. I gotta make some money, so I'm still doing those. Right as I was switching over, kind of more applying for AWS roles, I got called in for an interview, and I watched the video where the lady talked about body language and stuff. So I'm in there with my hands raised, I got my neck showing, I'm just being myself and confident, and I took control of the interview. That was another thing. I always just waited for them to ask me a question, and then I answer it perfectly and wait for the next one. I feel like now I'm more conversational in interviews. Like, hey, before we get started, let me ask, what is it that you are looking for? Go ahead, give me the cheat sheet or the cheat
Mhm.
cheat code to this
Mhm.
interview. So that's one of the things I learned in here that I didn't know was going to come with the program.
Well, how do you feel like, do you feel like, so once again, realistically, you know, we have crazy results. And I tell people all the time. So I'm telling anybody listening to this video right now,
Hmm.
there's going to be a YouTube playlist in the description below. There's a bunch of different testimonials. There's people, Isaacs, he's collected $1.5 million in offer letters. Christopher, he joined the program January 13th. It's around 5 months when he got 1 million. So I think it was like 2 weeks ago. Did you see it,
Hmm.
Christopher?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've been following Chris's journey for sure. Yeah,
Chris,
I was the next class, if you want to call it classes, kind of behind him. So him, Andrew,
Derrick.
Terrence, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, absolutely. So that was another part of the program. It's like there's people ahead of you, and it just kind of motivates you even more. Like, oh man, I see what they're doing. Then they start dropping these offer letters, and it's like, yeah, I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going. Like this works. This works. So that was something that definitely helped me along. If I would have went 2 months and didn't see no one drop an offer letter, I think that would have diminished me a little bit or took me down just a little bit more. But that wasn't the case. Every other week, got an offer, got an offer. Here's another offer. Oh, I got an offer and asked for more money and they gave it to me. Like, what? Like, all right, cool. Let's do
Did you
this.
see Chris? I
Oh my
think it was like
goodness.
$58 an hour. And then it jumped from 58, I think it was 68 or 58. I think
Oh, it
68.
sounds crazy. It didn't even make sense. It was
Yeah.
almost like a slap in the face, kind of like, dang, why didn't y'all offer this the first time? Like, I never heard of a jump that big before. I had to go tell people about it. I was like, yo, the program I'm in, dude went from 79 to 190 almost.
Yeah, I'm looking
It
at
was
it right now.
almost double. It was crazy.
It was from $68 an hour to $110 an hour.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And he used, because he reached out to me, I told him like how to negotiate, but it's like, it's the money is there and they always have a range, right? And
Hmm.
there's a way to, for example, I had declined an offer letter. I won't say the name of the company, but it was for 110 and I was already making 135 and I was barely doing anything at that first job. It was my first cloud engineer
Hmm.
role. But I
Hmm.
couldn't do that job because it was a conflict of interest, right?
Hmm.
So anybody listening to this, right, there's a way to job stack ethically and legally. So I was not going to be under the rug, under the covers and try to do both jobs. So I declined it. And they said 110 was their max. They can't do anything. When I
Hmm.
declined it, they were like, "Oh, we can match you for 135." And
Hmm.
I wasn't going to make that jump because I'm already not barely doing any work here. Like, I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
like non-existent.
You was watering your grass. That's
Mhm.
yeah.
And so I didn't want to risk jumping for the
Yeah, I
same
agree.
amount. And
Yeah.
now I'm doing a little bit more work. And so
Yeah.
there's money there, right? And they
Mhm.
told me that's the max they can do was 110. But then
Yeah.
somehow they found money,
Yeah,
right? And
exactly.
so
I'm not even gonna lie, man. Like and I'll be fully transparent. Like I was like, I need a role now. So I honestly didn't even fight it back. They told me it was the max, and I was like, I know it's not, but it was whatever. Because this is I'm being contracted, so I'm W-2
mhm.
with them, and then actually no, I'm a contract worker. So I'm like, I know there's more here on this
Yeah,
contract. Tell me,
yeah.
got your margins, but I wasn't gonna fight it. This is more than I've ever made before. So on the next one, I'm coming for him.
I'll say this. When I got my first offer, I didn't even remember to negotiate. I said yes.
Oh, exactly, exactly.
I was
They were
like, I was
smooth
like,
with it too because they had like did a phone call on the phone screening and they had mentioned like, oh yeah, the range is this, blah blah blah. Like this is our max, and I was like, yeah, 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 that's within my range. Like that's
yeah.
bigger numbers than I've ever heard
I'm
before.
trying to
And
tell
then they
you.
didn't even really send like an offer letter. It was straight up the agreement, and it just had it
Wow,
in there already. And I was like, you know what, we're here.
that's
Sign, sign,
hilarious. Yeah,
we're
they
already here now. Sign, sign, sign. Go ahead. And in all honesty, I feel like I could have got more from them. The interview went great. I feel like they loved me. The recruiters were cool. I was just real personable with everybody, but I wouldn't even go and play with it on this one. I was like,
and
man.
I'll mention this, and I say this on the coaching calls, and I'll drop a gem for anybody listening to this now. But the money is, and I'll have you answer this question. The money is
Mhm.
amazing, life changing.
Yeah.
Right. Do you think that the money is more important than the skill set, or the skill set is more important than the money? And before you answer, the
Mhm.
skill set is cloud engineering tech stack, Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform, Ansible, Jenkins, right? Computer networking, SQL, Python. Okay, AWS cloud provider, like a cloud provider, which is what you learn at AWS, right? You learn what this is, why it's important, and how to use different pieces of the tech stack, like SQL, Python, right? You've learned
Yeah.
it and then you implement it. And then at the end, you build projects to implement all or majority of the tech stack to build a solution for a problem that businesses have in today's
Yeah.
market. So
Yeah.
that's something that you learned, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. The skill set is definitely over the money. I mean, in all honesty, I was kind of thinking about it at first. I was like, yo, because at first, when I first started doing my resume and everything, I was like, man, somebody offered me $90 for a little junior role in this. At least I'll learn more skills along the way. And then on my next job, I was contemplating that for sure. Like, I could take one of these 100K jobs and just that's the craziest thing about AWS is like the more you work, the more bullet points you got for your resume, the more they're gonna pay you on the next one. It just like it builds itself without you just show up to work and all of a sudden you got experience. So
Hmm.
it's like
It's like
that's
it's
what I was
like
missing from my BSA work.
it's like that time and energy that you invested on the job. It's like
Hmm.
you're putting money in a stock, and it's going to have an
Exactly.
ROI. And
Hmm.
I tell the students, yes, you're investing in yourself to get access to
Hmm.
the blueprint. But it's like an internship because
Yeah.
you put in the time for to go through the classes, you put in to
Yeah.
watch the videos, you put in the time to build the projects. It's like an internship. And
Hmm.
then when you graduated the internship, now it's a paid internship for
Yeah.
145. For your case, $145,000.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I want to go back to the skill set because I forgot to mention
Hmm.
you have a skill set on how to brand yourself to get recruiters to come to you, correct?
Yes.
And you have the other skill set that's really important, how to be able to communicate yourself in a way that positions yourself as an authority. You have more
Absolutely.
confidence too, correct?
Hmm.
And then also how to stand out as one of the top candidates on a job interview. So that is literally what I say in most videos when it does come up. But I want to ask you and be truthful as possible. Do you feel like you have obtained that skill set?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, everything that you just listed is what is taught in this course. And it's 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 even more than that. There's more to it that comes with it. Just the community alone, like it's a real community. And I'll say, like, I've joined courses before, and I'm that type of person that's real quiet. I stay to my own. I don't comment. I might throw an emoji every once in a while, none of that. And when going into this, I was like, I want the full experience. I paid for this. I'm gonna get my experience. Man, I've been in the chat. I've liked everybody's stuff. People have hit me up and slid in my DMs like, "Hey, what's your suggestion on this?" Like multiple, like I've never had that before, and I've been super interactive with this community. And now people are posting stuff. I'm like, "Dog, I'm proud of you." Like I don't even know this person, but I'm proud of you, man. Like I'm here to support. Like let me know what I can do to help. People have said the same thing to me. The congratulations have been thrown around. Like it's dope. Like you get the community part, just the live calls. Like he really can come on and just ask whatever. It's just the craziest, wildest question in there. Y'all ready and prepared to answer it or find a way to it. Worst case scenario, we all chat GPT it together. So dope. Definitely dope. I highly recommend do it.
Okay. And then, what was the thing that kind of like made you stop? I know you talked about like your dad kind of sending you, my program and stuff like that, but what made you actually stop and pay attention? Like, yo, hold up.
Yeah. I wish I could remember right now what the series of events were. Basically, I got laid off, did a bunch of interviews that wasn't working out, and I was like, all right, it's time to switch industries. So I was going down a data analyst kind of route. I was doing a free version. I was doing some Udemy courses or whatever. I was gonna go through that stack, but that was gonna take me like 6 months if I was grinding. And there wasn't no promise at the end for any job or anything like that. It was basically the same thing, do some projects, but it was all on my own. I was piecing it together from YouTube and different videos and stuff like that. Um, I don't know. I was just sitting in my room one day and I don't remember what I clicked on to see the video. And I was like, okay, this is what I've been waiting for, like a real explanation. And that's when I started analyzing and breaking down that video. Like, okay, is this true? Is this actually possible in this time frame? Looking up the different people and reaching out to them, stuff like that. So
Okay.
that's kind of how that process went.
And so, like, what do you recommend people should do if they want to see if this is true? Like, what should they do? Like, if you were talking to your past self, what should they do to see, okay, is this legit? Because this guy online is talking about some crazy claim.
Hmm.
Um, and he's showing different offer letters. He's showing
Yeah,
students, he's showing different Slack messages of them saying, hey, they got this offer. He's showing that they started the job, right? Stuff like that.
yeah.
Even if they're like, okay, is this true? What should they do to like actually see if this is real, if this is like an actual opportunity that could, and I say could, not will, because I don't
Yeah.
know if they're actually going to put in the work, but
Hmm.
could change their life if they actually commit. What's something that you
Yeah,
can do?
I'd say at this point, because I watch your stories and everything, and I see 1% University is just blowing up. It's there's so many testimonials now that it's getting to a point where it's just like you can't fake it. Like there's too many people saying positive things that you can't fake it. I took multiple screenshots of your profile. I took screenshots of any of the videos that you had, any documentation on your website, the website link. I took all this stuff, screenshot it, put it in Chat GPT, and had it do background. Find me something negative about. Like I did all this, man. I couldn't afford to get scammed. This is what I'm basically saying at this point. Chat GPT didn't have nothing to say. That was the thing. There was no Reddit review. There was no nothing. There was no negative comment. There's nothing crazy like you see with most courses. Someone joins the course, doesn't do what they say in the course, and claims the course doesn't work. There's always that person somewhere on a comment section, but I couldn't really find that. So that was the proof right there. Like I said, if someone wants to reach out to me, DJordan_profit on Instagram, I will get on the phone, whatever we need to do to, ask me whatever questions you got. I feel like all your screenshots and stuff, like you're so transparent. Like, you show a lot in the video. I hope you don't mind me saying this, but in all honesty, you really could watch that initial video that you have, piece all the tech stack together, and you could
Mhm.
YouTube everything. You really could. I don't
Mhm.
recommend that because this is more structured. You're giving your layers on top. You can ask questions to the community. It definitely will get you there faster, but you don't have to sign up for this. You could absolutely figure this all out on YouTube. If I
Mhm.
had to guess, it's going to take you 6 months. If you're really good, a year, maybe even longer than that. But here, it's been proven time and time again that this could actually be done in 2 months, 3 months time.
And I want to bring that up because it's important. I always say you do not have to join this program. Do not join it if you're not going to put in the time and energy. And so
Yeah.
you've been in the program. Do you see why I say that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you can get lost in it. And shout out to all the people who are working and doing this at the same time because I was laid off at the time. So I had 40 hours a week to give to this and that's essentially what I did to get through it so fast. If I was working full time and had to do this, it definitely would have taken me a longer time, but it's still there. The structure's still there. If you're doing it, if you want it, if you're showing up to the
The
what's it
live
called? The
calls.
sessions. Yeah, the
Mhm.
live calls. If you're showing up to those and things like you're gonna get the knowledge, but don't sign up, do a couple days, and then let a week pass before you touch this again because you'll never finish. You
Okay.
might finish, but it's gonna take you so long, and now you gotta go remember what you learned at the beginning, which was 6 months ago now. So
Mhm.
for me, it's just like keep pressing. Like you guys have a thing where I'll just say Anita basically reaches out, hey, what's your goals for this week? What's your vehicle? What's your GPS? How, what do you want to get done? How are you going to get there? And I just kept saying, like, I'm going to do a minimum of 2 hours, and I'm going to clock those 2 hours and do whatever. I did a lot more than minimum 2 hours a day, but that was what I was saying, and I held myself to it. So.
And so do you feel like that kind of helped having like somebody check in every week and then like hold you accountable towards that goal for the week? So it's like small bite pie, small bite size, and it's like step by step.
Yeah, and like I said, I needed this to work. Like this had to work. And you talk about it. If you get to a point where like it has to work, there's no option. It's a whole different motivator. And I
And
could say before this, I never really had it like that before. So
mhm,
anything, I told myself going into this, whatever you say to do, I was going to do it. The
mhm.
first thing you do when you come in and you're on board, it says download the onboarding list, print it out, and use it as a checklist. I printed it out. I checked every one of the boxes off. Like I did it. Same thing. Anita comes in, what's your GPS? And I took it full force. This is what I'm trying to get done this week. This is how I plan on getting it done. So yeah, I absolutely think it helps
And
because I
so,
held myself
mhm.
accountable and I knew that message was coming on Sunday. Hey, what's going on this week? And I was prepared to answer it. It wasn't just oh, I'm gonna try to no, I'm doing it.
And so it was step by step, like literally checkbox, 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 offer letter,
A
correct?
physical checkbox.
Right. And it's
Yep.
not that easy. You put in the work, right? Very important. Didn't come overnight, right? But it was like you were committed. And I wanna say this, like
I thought I
literally,
had it on me, but I don't.
oh, the checklist.
Exactly. I had that thing on me, man. I'm telling you, I was anywhere. I just had to work. I'm telling you.
And so this is super important because anybody listening to this, every single body that I've talked to, like inside of them, it had to work or it had to work.
Uh,
If that is not you, I'm telling you, you will probably not be successful in this program.
mm,
You have to be like for me, I wanted to take care of both my parents. I wanted to actually take care of myself.
yeah,
I needed something to work. I kept on investing. I kept on investing. I kept on investing. I've invested $180,000 since December 2021. Now, when I started, right, I was making $200 a month after expenses. I was living with my parents. They weren't asking me for any money, right? So
yeah,
I didn't have money, but I had to figure it out, right? I took out a loan. I'm not saying take out a loan, but it was going to work or it was going to work. And it did work.
hmm,
Right. And then now I can take care of my parents without me even feeling it. But it was
yeah,
because I was willing to make the sacrifices in terms of money, in terms of time, in terms of risk, calculated risk. But it had to work or it had to work.
yeah,
That is a key indicator that I can tell when talking to anybody. Okay, I think you could actually follow this step by step and be successful. And
yeah,
so that's why we are selective on who we choose to bring in the program. You do not have to join the program. There's YouTube University. There's other programs too as well. But we only accept people that have that mindset. This is what I want. I want to get this income, 200K, 150, 130, right?
hmm,
300K, right? We
yeah,
have people doing a lot more than that. Cleo, I think, is around I know he's doing above 500K right now. He was working 4 jobs and he let go of one of them because he was like they're doing too much. He had
yeah,
options. He's still making above 500K.
yeah, yeah, which
And
is great.
so, but to
That's fun.
do that, he had to commit the time
Hmm,
and energy into the blueprint, and he had
hmm,
to have the identity. It has to work or it has to work, even though
yeah,
like he overcame a lot of obstacles. And I'm saying this because I see so many people that I talk to and they say that they want something, but they're not willing to sacrifice. They're not willing to overcome the fear that
yeah,
comes with actually taking a risk, right? No
yeah.
risk, no reward. And so
But the quote, this is for the serious, not the curious. And that's full. Like for me, I came in with a goal. And I think at the time the record was a month and 3 weeks, and I was determined to beat it. I was trying. So in all honesty, I finished the course in about 3 weeks. I blew
wow.
through the course in about 3 weeks. I could share my screen if you want. I actually tracked all my hours. I think total to get through the course, it was 70 hours and 19 minutes is what I actually
Sheesh.
took. And I
Let's
did that
have
in about
you.
3 weeks. That's outside of the projects and whatever. I time those as well. But 70 hours to get through week 1 through 7.
Let's have you
And
share your screen. Let me actually see what you got.
yeah, 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 absolutely.
I'm actually curious how you tracked it. That's hilarious. You said, well, oh yeah, let me see it. That's crazy.
Yeah, so I just threw this in the Claude and just had it made this
Wow.
React thing or whatever. So I basically just I should have been more detailed with it, but I just put week one, day one. But that's just that's the weekly course. And then
Hmm.
down here it actually shows you the total. And this is screen time. If I got up to use the bathroom, pause. If I left the room, what this is, I was actively doing something towards this course is what that timer was. So
Wow.
70 actual hours of actual work, not bathroom, not went to go get a snack, nothing like that. And then
Wow.
I did the tech challenges and whatnot as well.
Wow.
So just kind
Wow.
of like project one did it in 6 hours.
Wow.
Project two, that one's probably a lot longer. Took me
Hmm.
12 hours. 12 hours of actual work towards this project. So
Wow.
that's kind of
Wow.
how I'm tracking it all.
Wow. This is actually really good. I'm actually surprised. And so do you feel like, the projects, the tech challenges, like because I specifically choose certain projects and tech challenges that's in currently in demand of the market, do you feel like would you have known to do those things if you weren't in this program?
No, and it's honestly genius. I mean, from what I can tell, you did was you went online, you looked at the job descriptions, looked at the technology stacks, and put it in
Hmm.
your course. Like it makes sense. If you
Hmm.
go right now and type in AWS Cloud Engineer roles, they'll give you any of those you click on, they're all going to give you the job description. Need to be proficient in Docker, need to know Kubernetes, need to know Ansible, need to
Hmm.
know how to do these different things. I am whatever. That's the cheat code. That's what they want this. Go find it. And that's
Yeah.
what the project do for
This
you.
is what
So
they
yeah,
want. You did the things that they want. You put
yeah,
yourself in the market. So now, hey, I want what you have if they're coming to
yeah,
you. That's why the recruiters come to you, correct?
yeah,
And
exactly.
then you say on the interview, hey, your problem is this. I have
Hmm.
what you want. This is me doing it in my past experiences.
Yeah.
What you choose what you want to do.
Yeah, and it's even better because like you're targeting the entire list. Because a regular career, you might have did a little of this or a little of that, but now my resume shows everything that you have on your job description. That's what my resume looks like
And
because it was
and
picked
and you
out,
actually
built that way.
not only do you understand it, right? Because in the program we show you how to communicate, we show you how to effectively communicate the project
Mhm.
and the tech challenges. So like when you get on the interview, it's not like
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
And it's like by time you get to your first interview, if you follow the steps you all have given, like it's not even that's not your first interview. You know, it is physically, but it's that's not the first time you said this stuff out loud. That's not the first time you've went over this knowledge following y'all's blueprint. You've already done this hundreds of times in all honesty. That's why this works because you guys have built in the study. It's
hmm.
not it's you have all the tools. In all honesty, I feel as though if I handed this to an 18-year-old kid and said, do this work, follow this, don't touch anything else outside of Chat GPT and this blueprint, they'll make it. They will
Okay.
make it. I mean, like we said before, you got to have the hunger, you got to have the want, you got to, this has to work mentality. You got to have that. Otherwise, no promises.
Hmm.
Maybe,
Hmm.
maybe. But
And
if
do
you
you
have
feel
all
like
that formula, I put my money on you.
do you feel like if somebody's like in that situation where it has to work or it has to work,
Hmm.
and they're like, I just I just don't know if the blueprint is going to work because I've done other blueprints and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Do you feel like if they committed and they follow this blueprint, it can work for like are you like a like a like 1 out of 100 case like the oh like is
I'm a
are you
regular
rare is what
person,
I'm trying to
man.
say.
I'm a regular person. I would say that I pick up systems quickly. I've noticed that in my life. Um, I can utilize technology pretty well. I'm good at research. But that's not nothing I just said can no one else do. I'm a simple regular person. I went to college, had my fun in college, took my fifth year in college, like, got out. I landed in a career, got comfortable for 5 years, and then ended up getting let go. Didn't have no skill sets to prove it. And now I put myself, told myself I was going to do this. Now I have that skill set for sure. So Like, yeah, no, I'm not. I'm one of multiple that are coming, and there's more behind me. There's a lot of people that proof in front of me, but from my cohort, the people I was with in these class, there's more coming behind me for sure. And, get on board. That's all I can say is get on board for sure.
And when you decided to invest in yourself and join the program, how did that feel? Like, be honest, like what was going through your mind?
Dog, I'll be honest, you guys offer a payment plan, thank God, because I wouldn't be here without it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I took the payment plan option, put down my deposit. I had no clue how I was going to pay for the rest of it. That
Oh
was
wow.
all on God. Now, I'm not even going to lie to you, not a cent of it, my dog. Like I was like, look, this is what I got. I got till this time to make it work, or we selling the house. I'm telling you, dog, it was bleak. It was crazy. God has taken me through a journey in the last 2 years for sure, but I definitely feel as though this course was godsend. And speaking of God, that was another thing inside that video that kind of motivated me to do it or encouraged me to move forward because that God was spoken about in this course multiple times. There's a lot of God-fearing people in the channel. I believe in that 30-40 minute video, one of the people that got an offer letter edited their comment because someone else reminded them, hey, you need to give a shout out to God as well in your post. And I was like, dog, this is phenomenal.
It's I will say before I started mentoring and I wanted to do this. I wanted to because I used to want to be a nurse because I like to help people. I dropped out.
Yeah.
You probably know the story already.
Hmm.
But
A little bit.
before I started mentoring, I prayed and I was like, because I don't want to be doing something that's not in alignment with God's will in terms of
Yeah.
something that I want to do long term. And I
Hmm.
asked God for signs. I said, make the signs so obvious that I'm like, okay, I know for a fact it came from you.
Yeah.
God gave me like three different signs. I was like, all right, all right, cool. And so I pulled the trigger, and it's just still kind of crazy to see. Like, it's still Christopher, like Chris. I didn't even do $1 million in 5 months in offer letters. Right? Doesn't mean that he's making $1 million. He didn't
Yeah.
accept all of them. He can because some of them is a conflict of interest, right? In terms of that 500K, I believe that he is there. I need to actually do an update on him. But his
Yeah.
goal is to hit $1 million a year, right? Which is possible. And so it's just
Crazy.
crazy to see stories like that. Stormy, no degree, no certifications, $300,000 a year right now, right? Working two jobs.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
woodland, right? It's just crazy to see,
Can't even imagine it from your side, but yeah, absolutely. It's just, and I think a problem I had in most of my life is I've never really had a mentor. Like I've never really like, I want what you have, show me how you did it, because I know that you can get anywhere a lot faster with a mentor.
ain't it kind of crazy how you can just get access to information in a blueprint and then you get there faster, so you start making money faster instead of
Yeah,
like trying to figure it out on your own, and then you're
absolutely.
stuck and you're trying to troubleshoot and you don't even know you're going in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Like imagine if you went online and you hear the industry saying, "Oh, you need certifications,"
Yeah.
and then you do the certifications, me, and then you get the degree. And then at the end of that, you're driving Uber Eats at 2 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
And then you just spend 5 years trying to do that and
And
around $70,000 in student loans.
And just for this video to keep it, I have zero certifications. I have plans to get it just because that's me. I like to have that shiny little thing, but I have zero certifications, almost negative certifications in any of this for sure. But
Ain't it kind of crazy how you can just get to where you want to go faster and start it's like it's not even about the money, but even maybe the lifestyle, maybe the result. Like for me, I look at what does Tile want in
yeah.
terms of every aspect of his life. Who
Hmm.
has what I want? Who has that information, the mindset, the skill set, the step-by-step blueprint? I know that if I do not take the opportunity that that person has, I'm going to pay with it with opportunity cost.
Yeah.
If somebody makes 5,000, just an example, if somebody makes $5,000 a month and somebody has a result where they can make $25,000 a month, if you do 25,000 minus 5,000, there's a $20,000 difference.
Yeah.
Every single month that you do not have that result, the mindset, the skill set to get that result, you're
Yeah.
paying $20,000 a month in opportunity cost.
Yeah.
Right. And so for me, once my mentor had taught me that, which is very important to have mentors,
Hmm.
I was like, yo, it's either you're going to pay the price of the program or you're going to pay the opportunity cost. You're still going to pay,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You don't
Absolutely.
see the $20,000 coming out of your bank account,
Hmm.
but that could have been in your bank account. Now you're at, I think maybe 8 or 8,300 a month after tax.
Yeah. I think
Imagine if you didn't join.
9,075 or something like that it comes out to in Florida.
Oh, yeah, you get no state tax.
No state
It's
tax.
it's so that 9,000, you said 9,700?
$9,075.
9,000. So let's say
That's what
9,000.
the talent thing that you use. That's what it said because I started using that too.
Yep. Let's say $9,000.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
say you what you
Let's
did
say
this.
let's
Let's
say
say
10, just to make the math easier for everybody.
let's say $10,000. Let's say 6 months. Like you
Mhm.
didn't join the program. You're like, I'm gonna figure this out on myself. Do you feel like how much longer do you think it would have took you to actually get an offer letter? You could just
I
do an
don't
estimate.
I don't know where I'd be in all honesty. Like I was Uber Eating. I was on that kind of time. I was donating plasma. I was on that kind of time. Like I'm just being so real with you. So I don't even know where I would have been. I wouldn't even been in a position to plug in my laptop in all honesty to do the course. But yeah, I'm 100%. If I wanted to take your blueprint, just take a screenshot from the video, the free videos you've shown, and I wanted to do all that on my own, dog, I would have been stuck. The first AWS concept, I would have been stuck. Like how to even get into the console, I would have been stuck. Like just trying to piece it together through YouTube videos and trying to keep track of how far along in the YouTube video I am and all these different things. And then you got the other noise coming at you. I do really well in structure. And when I have a goal and you tell me exactly what needs to be done to get to that goal, I can kill that all day long. And that's exactly what this is. And again, full transparency, this is not easy by any means, but it is simple. It
Mhm.
is very simple. This is week one, do this stuff, read these notes, do this project, move on. And
And
then
do you
I
feel
work
like
well
how
with
we explain the concepts, do you feel like it's complex, like hard to understand, or do you feel like, you know, like,
it.
go ahead.
It doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter because you teach to utilize AI to teach you these concepts. I'll be fully honest. Tayo doesn't really teach you. He kind of just shows you what's possible. And then ChatGPT taught me most of the other stuff and show me this like I'm a 10-year-old,
Hmm.
like a slow
Hmm.
10-year-old.
Hmm.
Like, and it just
Hmm.
breaks it down for you. Like if I just told someone like, hey, you need to learn Ansible, go to what is Ansible in ChatGPT and run from there, you could figure this out. But again, having this blueprint is going to get you there so much faster.
Okay. And in terms of, you know, do you feel like actually because like for me, and I'm just it's just me,
Mhm.
maybe you felt the same way, maybe other people do, but if I get something for free, I don't take it serious.
Yeah.
Like if like okay, do you feel like you had a more likelihood of getting the result you got because you invested? It was like, oh
I wouldn't
damn,
have
I'm
believed
really
it.
in.
I wouldn't have believed it. Like you're not going to tell me I'm going to make 500K a year and you're giving this away for free or it's 12.99 a month subscription. I'm
Now,
not,
what
and
I'm what I what
believe
I
it.
mean what I mean is, do you feel like you were more invested into like actually putting in the work because you actually invested yourself? You actually invested
Yeah,
money
that's
into
what I'm
yourself.
saying. If it would have been this little tiny investment, I would have been like, oh, this little thing I signed up for. I might have forgot about it because I've done that with Udemy classes before. I paid 12.99 for this little 40-hour course and I got 2 hours through it. But yeah, if I would have paid, some bands for it, I would have finished that course. I paid for it. And I 100% was like that here. Like I said with the community, I paid for that. I'm getting this community experience. That's what I'm talking about.
And so, and
I
so
got
do
I got all the experience. I clicked on every tab. I clicked on every video. I was on the treadmill. I was watching interview. I was watching it all, man.
did you actually watch the interviews? All my interviews, not all my interviews, but did you get
I wouldn't
actually?
say all, but I was watching them. I was in it. I was studying. I was taking notes. What questions are they asking? What's the cadence here? I was detailed in everything, man. I was a
So,
student
so
of
you
this.
saw the actual real life interviews I've done, correct?
One that sticks out to me the most was homeboy that hit his
Oh yeah,
vape
the
in the
vape
middle of
pen.
the interview. I was like, nah, dog.
He was doing that like
This
with
is the
10.
industry. Like, all right, bet.
Nah, he's in Cali and like when I saw that, I was like, yeah, this joint is just sweet because it's just like, I mean,
Yeah.
that company. I mean, if they're a really big company, but
Yeah,
um,
I mean the concept of that is insane. It's a good idea. I
yeah,
wish I would have had it for sure, but
it's that's every meeting. He doesn't go
yeah,
like 10, 15 seconds without hitting the vape. But nonetheless,
that's
so you actually feel like investing in yourself in this program got you to your goal. You're more likely to actually get the results that you got now as opposed to paying $20 or Udemy course, or let's just say something that, that's insignificant to you.
yeah. I can honestly say if this course didn't cost what it cost, I might not have finished.
Wow.
And it sounds crazy to say, but it's like I paid that money. I need it to give me a return. Like it has to. And like I said, I was at that point, financially where like it has to. And again, didn't know how I was going to pay for the rest of it. I put that in God's hands truly. But, I and that also that too. Um, Both the amount of money that I was investing into the program, plus knowing that I got future payments coming up that I don't know how I'm going to pay, that got me through the course quicker because I was like, yo, if I can get a job before this next payment comes up, that is legit what was in my mind. Like,
I
in
will.
all honesty, I was like, dang, so I could put this down payment down. Y'all going to give me the next 30 days before I got to pay again? I'll just get it done in 30 days. And
I
that's
will
what got me
say,
through.
I will say you got lucky because if you talked to me on the phone, as you were going through like getting access to the program, like
Mhm.
I honestly, if I knew that, I would have had to decline you because like ethically, I can't accept your money because I have to, like, I'm mentoring you. I have to make sure that you're straight.
Yeah, I get it.
But I will say you got lucky. I think you talked to Gareth. You talked to Gareth, right?
Yeah, me and Gareth had a good conversation for sure. Yeah.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
nonetheless, so the structure helped, and then also you investing increased the likelihood of you getting what you wanted. So if there
Absolutely.
was no structure and you got it for free, like YouTube, do you feel like you would have got what you wanted?
The number one thing with that is there's always going to be gaps. There's always going to be gaps in YouTube University. You watched 10 videos, but you need an 11th to plug some of the holes or whatever. This is everything you need to know. ABC, one, two, three, learn all the stuff on the syllabus, go get a job. I
Cool.
mean, again, it's not easy, but it is simple.
Okay. And then, honestly speaking, why did you say yes? Like, I know it was uncomfortable when we dropped the price, the
Mhm.
investment. Why did you
Mhm.
say yes, even though it was uncomfortable? Like, what made you pull the trigger?
Like I said, all the research that I had done, there wasn't a thing where I'm like, well, I don't know, this over here. The only thing that did kind of give me that feeling was from the previous kind of cohort group that has went through it. It seemed from the research I did, a lot of them had a tech background, so that did make me a little nervous, a little shaky. But recently, I've seen a lot more truck drivers, I've seen nurses, I've seen, people just making complete career switches now joining the program and seeing them have success. So that's awesome. But yeah, really what made me is just everything came together. It just all made sense. What you said made sense. I was hanging on every word and I did my deep research and couldn't find negatives about it. So I encourage other people, find somebody to say something negative. Find multiple people to say something negative. I'm sure there's always going to be that one, but you're not going to find two, three people that can't say a good thing about this course. And that's what I was looking for. Someone to just say, oh no, it didn't work for me. And then that's when the doubt starts setting in. But I really didn't find that.
And I'm going to be honest, even though it's not online, there are people that joined this program that it didn't work for them because,
Yeah.
so I won't even say, why do you think that it didn't work for people who joined the program?
Yeah, I would 100% say it didn't work because I've been that person in other programs. You kind of follow the structure. Oh, they said the calls are mandatory, but I'm gonna skip tonight. I'll be on tomorrow. Oh, it says that we're supposed to print this out. I'll just click it on my computer. I don't need to print out a checklist. I'll just do it on the computer or just not following what you guys said. I literally you said jump through a hoop and I jumped through that hoop. I didn't skip anything. I didn't skip around to different stuff. I just went through it the way you said it. I was like, in all honesty, you guys have a return policy too. That was another thing I was banking on. I was like, okay. plugged into Chat GPT, review this return policy. What do I have to like? What do I have to do to get my money back, as you guys claimed? I
Hmm.
was like, it says go to all the courses, you can't skip anything, all this different stuff. And I was like, all right, bet. So worst case scenario, as long as I do everything they say, I'm gonna get my money back. And the thing is, if you do everything you say, you gonna get the job. So it's like it just works out, man. It just works out. It's crazy. Like
Do you see
someone that's not
how
successful in this course, they don't follow the blueprint.
it's so so that's why I say I tell everybody, it's either only for people who are going to put in the work. That is
Oh,
a big disclaimer. The
yeah.
only option is, well, I tell them you're not going to get your money. I literally, if it was me instead of Gareth, I would have told you you're not going to get your money back
Yeah.
because, yeah, this is what it says, but you're not going to get it back because we've never given a refund back for somebody that's
Yeah.
done the stuff because
You
they've
can't.
gotten
You
offer.
can't. In order to get the refund, you have to do the course. If you do the course, you get the job. I mean, it's not a promise. Like you said, you can't promise anything. You can't promise an offer letter. But if you follow this blueprint, your likelihood of getting an offer letter is very high. You
And
know, it's
even before, so as you finish the program, like the skills you've obtained the skills, right?
Mhm.
And so you have recruiters reaching out to you. You actually can communicate effectively on job interviews. And it's
Yeah.
like, to be honest, like if you're at that stage and you finish the program, it's like you asking for a refund. It's like you got to be like a really shady person to ask for a refund because you know it works at that point,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. And again, mine was only gonna be like, I'm asking for a refund because it didn't work for me, or I don't have the money, whatever. That's what mindset I was in. Like, let me make sure I tick off these boxes. But like I said, man, I came in and if y'all told me to do something, I did it. And I
And
encourage anyone else to try to do everything y'all say to do and still fail. That would be insane to me.
And so, was there a specific moment in the program, like a coaching call or a project or a conversation in Slack, where you just knew this was going to change everything for you?
I mean, I knew when I signed up. I was like, this works out. I'm good for the rest of my life. In all honesty, that's
Do,
what
do
I
you
was
feel
thinking.
do you feel like for the
Specifically
rest
in
of your
there,
life?
like I said, seeing people drop those letters all the time, like weekly, like that could definitely push me. Like, okay, other people are doing this. Why can't I? That kind of thing is what I was kind of thinking.
So online, I say I'm teaching a skill set
Hmm.
and you said skill set is way more important than the offer letter you just got, than the money, 145, 200K, 300K, 500K, right?
Yeah.
Because you can. So for the rest of your life, do you feel like money will ever be a problem?
I've watched all these videos of other people too and heard you ask that same question, and I could truly say, no, I don't think so, just because I have that skill set. If, I got laid off again, like what happened last time, I feel confident I could pick something up. I'll say within 30 days. I feel like I could pick something up. And that's before I've actually had a real job, a real thing to put on my resume saying, yeah, I actually did this for them. Now that I'm going to get this experience, it's going to be even like I actually have on the job experience, not just project experience. It's
Mhm.
over with now.
There, there,
Yeah,
there,
absolutely.
there is a level of confidence because realistically, the projects and the tech challenges that you're doing, they're actually coming from real projects and things that I've done in my jobs, right? That's
Yeah.
still in demand, right? But it's like there's a psychological difference when you've worked at a job as
Hmm.
opposed to like this program, because
Hmm.
it's just like I don't know what it is. It's just something that's just switches. It's like
Yeah.
you're truly at like, even though the mindset you have to have at, after finishing the mock interviews and stuff like that, it's like you are extremely valuable. If you pass our mock interviews, that means you're good to go. And you're
Yeah.
valuable to the point where if a job says no to you, it's literally their loss. But when you
Yeah.
like actually work a job and then you start to go for another offer, it's like it's just more of like a dogma. It's more of a belief. Like, yeah, like you're
Yeah.
actually losing money saying no to me.
Yeah.
And
Because
so,
when you're on the interviews, I'm regurgitating information I just learned in the last couple of months from you all that I forced myself to learn. But if I've been at a job for 6 months, a year, and I've been doing this, I'm just telling you war stories at this point. Like, yeah,
mhm.
man, one time I spun up this and I had a troubleshooting issue with that and blah, 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 whatever. Like, you're actually gonna have that to tell. And like, you got the skill set and the confidence now and the actual work to back it up. Like, no one can tell you no at that point. And this skill set is not going anywhere. I mean, they're adding data centers left and right now. So like this is not going anywhere. In all honesty, I feel like this is going to be a hard industry for AI to actually take over. It definitely will be a part of it, but I don't see anyone saying, "Hey, Chat GPT, give me a whole entire infrastructure to build out right now and let it not be flawless at all, not needing no kind of correction." One day, but not in the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. We'll
And
see.
I just made a video about Meta laid off 6,000 workers
Hmm.
and how much money I can't remember if it was I can't remember if it was 60 billion or 700 billion, but there's nonetheless multiple billions of dollars being dumped into AI infrastructure. And I was
Yeah.
talking about, it's actually a blessing for cloud engineers because we are the people that manage AI, like servers, and AI
Yeah.
lives in servers, right? So it's actually only creating more opportunities for us
Hmm.
as they start to build AI infrastructure, the data centers, right? The
Yeah.
servers that's installed in the data centers. There has to be cloud engineers that can manage those servers. And so
Exactly.
it's really just a growing field as AI is starting to be adopted with different companies. And
Yeah.
so the last question I have for you is two last questions. But if somebody's watching this right now and they're in that same spot you were, right? You just got fired, or let's just say somebody's making, 120K, 110K, and they're nervous about investing in themselves. What would you tell them?
Uh, I'm proud to wear it now, and I've been saying this last couple weeks. I'm not crazy Christian. Like I'm that guy that really says God's got this, and really been tried and true trying my faith. Like I'm in my Bible daily. So my first thing is going to be, get in touch with God, go to church, pick up a Bible, read a verse, memorize a verse for sure. That's my first thing. After that, it's like, look, if you're in a position where it has to work, I say sign up, don't think twice about it. If you're all like, oh, I probably could do it, it might work. If you're one of the, don't even take the call, in my opinion. Don't waste your time and don't waste their time. But if you're, I need this has to work, I got X amount of time to make it work, this course is for you, for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. And how did you feel about like, obviously you didn't have the money, right? Robert Kiyosaki talks about, you know, is not about saying, oh, I don't have the money, is how can I afford it? Do you feel like we kind of helped you with um time? Because most people say I don't have the time and most or I don't have the money. Do you feel
Mhm.
like all you have to come with is yourself and the commitment of I am going to do this? I don't know about the money, I don't know about the time, but do you feel like, we kind of guided you to get you where you are now, regardless
Yeah.
of the money and the time?
100%. And again, I'll be fully transparent. I was laid off work. I had the time to put in. Felipe's story was kind of like that. He was off work. Like he hurt his leg. He all he had to, was to do this. He was bedridden. So it's like, yeah, it's definitely easier. I'll be honest. I couldn't imagine doing this with a full-time job, but I still could have got it done with that same mindset that I have to do this. I would recommend to people, you just need to cut out time. You need to really sit your family down. Like, look, this is life changing what this guy is saying right here. I'm committing to do this. I need Saturdays. Saturdays need to be my day, or I need 2 hours after dinner. That has to be my time. If you're that person, you can do it. You'll find success here. I mean, it's a matter of time. I don't know if it's 2 months or 6 months, but it'll get done. It'll get done. And then at the end, the finish line is six-figure check.
Life has changed forever.
Like
And
it's a big six-figure check.
and
Not a bunch of zeros, but some other numbers behind that one. Like,
there's been people with a full-time job, Tetevi,
yeah,
he's a father. He has, I think 3 kids and he has a wife too as well, right? So he has responsibilities and he was able to go through this program. It had to work, right? And he was successful too. There's a bunch of different students that's had full-time jobs, and the main common thing is who they were, the identity. It
yeah,
has to work or it
identity.
has to work. There's
Yeah.
no exceptions, right?
That's what I'm
So
saying. If
that
you're iffy, click off, come back. Come back when you're more against the rock, more against the wall. Come back then, because you're
I
not ready
agree.
yet if you're
I
iffy.
agree. Because there's
Yeah,
no point, like I said, it's our job to make sure you're successful, right?
yeah,
But we can't do that if you don't show up for yourself. And
yeah,
so
absolutely.
if you are like, Derrick says, like if you're kind of iffy, this program is not for you. It will only work if you're like, hey, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah,
If that
100%.
is if that is you, right, there's going to be a link in the description below. It's going to be the first link. We don't accept just anybody, right? We have to qualify people like Derrick, right? We have to make sure like he's actually going to put in the work and we can tell. And
Yeah.
so that is you, and you're looking to actually break past that 150K, that 200, 300K, 400K, right? $1,000 a year. Go ahead and click the first link in the description below, and we'll have a conversation. We'll see if this is the right fit. And if not, right, you're still going to leave with more insights in terms of what we do here as, at the 1% University and what's possible as a cloud engineer. And so the last thing I want to ask you is the 1% gem. I always ask everybody this question, and I'm pretty sure you've heard me ask other people in other testimonials, but what is a 1% gem that somebody can tangibly use today to get them closer to their financial goal?
Yeah. I'll say first before answering that question, just to follow up on what you said, if you're watching this video and you're signing up for the program after watching this video, hit me up in Slack. I would love to talk to you and just congratulate you and answer any questions you might have as well. So feel free to look me up in the Slack channel if you join after watching this video. For me, the 1% gem, what really helped me through this process was writing goals down. I forget the actual percentage. They say you're more likely to achieve your goals if you write those goals down. Obviously, there's a whole portion in the course where Tayo recommends a particular journal that you get. I'll be honest, I did not get the journal, but I was already there. I
Mhm.
was already writing my stuff down before I signed up. I wrote down a little card, my three goals. Number one was to give God all the glory. Number two was to get a six-figure job. I wish I had the card right now. I want to say it was 155, so I was 10 grand short in all
Yeah.
honesty.
Yeah.
Um, and then the last one was just to help people along the way. I wrote that
Wow.
down. I printed out a 30-day calendar because I was planning on getting this whole thing done. And I literally marked off week one done on a Tuesday, week two done on Wednesday. And then I just kept going and going and going and marking it down. So I tracked everything. I wrote everything down. Writing down your goals, you will get there much faster. Putting them up where you can see them every day. I read it every day before I jumped on the computer to start doing projects. Get a job within this time frame making this much money. And I saw it every day and it's just in there. It's in the room. Even if you're not looking at it with your eyes see it. Your eyes see way more than you actually are thinking it does. Like I can see this water bottle right now. I'm looking at you, but I know it's here. Same thing with my goals. That little card was right there the whole 70 hours that I was doing this course. Write your
That's
goals
crazy.
down. Read it
Okay.
every day.
Okay. Anybody listening to this, hopefully this video was very helpful. DJ, do you prefer to go by DJ or Derek?
DJ is fine, yeah. Either one, but
Um,
it's
if
fine.
somebody wanted to reach out to you, like LinkedIn or anything that you feel comfortable, is that okay? Because I can put
Yeah,
it
yeah, completely fine. LinkedIn is gonna be Derrick Jordan. Instagram D Jordan underscore profit. I'm not on socials as much as I used to be. I try to stay away from them, but I'm there. I'll get to your message eventually for sure.
in. And so if you guys have any questions, you can reach out to Derek. Uh, and that's pretty much it. Like if you guys are, hopefully this video helped once again, and hopefully you took notes. If not, I recommend you go back because the whole purpose of these videos is to kind of give you guys insights, a perspective of, what students have gone through to get to the goals that they wanted. And it's as transparent as it can possibly be. Like I want their, what their experience was, because mine was different. Mine was different. Um, Derek is going to be different from, Palumi to Tevi, Cleo, Isaac, Greg, like this, so the list goes on. And so, but the
Yeah.
common thing is that we had to make this work. And so hopefully you took that away from the video, and I'll see you in the next video.